You're listening to SiriusXMU. I'm Julia Cunningham. We are beyond thrilled to have Grimes in our SiriusXM studios. Grimes, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
We love having you. Well, the last time you were here, you were like with Alexis Krauss. You were with all these other people.
Yes.
Took over, offered up music for an entire week. But it's nice to have you sort of back as an entity, as Grimes releasing music in 2019.
Yeah.
You were not away for a long time. I mean, you were continuously active in releasing music and popping up on other songs over the last few years, but it felt like we're not at like Chinese Democracy or Dear Tommy where it's like, where's this album? And yet
we're close.
We're close.
But yeah, it has a release date, thank God.
Really? Can we reveal the release date? Not yet. We're checking with Suits.
Well, he's emphatically not in a suit.
He's not in a suit. He's
in a kimono.
He's in a kimono with like a beautiful hat, something, I think a Bob Weir shirt.
He's representing
on,
every decade from the last like 10 or so.
Yeah. But so basically a date is coming is what you're telling me. It will be out. So because this will air Friday morning, so can we say?
I actually don't know the date, but it does exist.
It does exist.
So after all this, I don't.
Okay.
21st?
We're getting permission.
So far from now.
It's coming out February 21st.
February 21st.
For Miss Anthropocene. Miss Anthropocene?
Miss Anthropocene.
Miss Anthropocene.
For the misanthrope pun, which I now regret because I have renewed faith in humanity.
You do? Well, I wanted to sort of ask you because this is an album that you've been working on for a while and went through a lot in the cycle of this album, including emotions, loss, all of these sort of things that shaped that time, but that you also emerged out of and started working on other things. And so how do you even reflect on this album? Like, where is it with you?
I actually think this album is sick. I'm just not in the headspace anymore, but I actually think it's probably my best album. It's just like it's been done for like a year kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it's just like I've learned my lesson from the scrapped album last time and all the drama ensuing from that to not throw away years worth of music.
Yeah.
People get angry. And also it's like a waste of like, why would I do all this work and then just toss it?
And then toss it. But also just like a cathartic thing in a way, right? Because no matter what, it represents a moment in your life.
Yeah, and it's like fun. Like now that I've actually gone full circle where, you know, when you finish an album, you always fucking hate it because you're like, God, you've just been in it for so long. And
yeah.
Now I'm kind of coming back around to it. So now this is one of the first albums I'll be promoting while actively enjoying it.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of being like filled with self-hatred.
Yeah.
You know, which
and
is the typical.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and so then, but also you have been sort of open about like already working on other things. So it's like you as an artist, we see in our minds like you working constantly, right? So like are we on stage of like album number 4 already of this cycle of 2019 or something? Or are you actually like sitting with this?
Well, it's weird because this album was actually a double album. So you're only getting one half of it. But the other half is, I cannot, fixing old music is like literally, it's so much more painful. It's so originally Miss Anthropocene was a double album, but I can't.
Yeah, like a darker side, a lighter side, a little bit of everything.
I mean, it was all pretty dark. It was supposed to be sort of like my melancholy and infinite sadness sort of album, but I just can't. Like when you're fixing, I just want to make new things.
And what do you mean by fixing? Do you mean like your own wanting to go back and just like not being able to hit like save and export or something? Yeah, it's just like constantly going back to minutia or overall things.
Well, you know, there's like a demo, like, and a demo can be pretty scrappy, and you can be like, wow, like I can tell when a demo is going to be a great song in the end, but like the actual process of making a demo into a finished song, and not always. Like some demos are better, you know, but like typically, especially stuff with like metal and rock and that kind of thing, which there a lot of the songs that are not on. Didn't make the cut are like more kind of, you know, it's like guitar music done wrong just sounds like shit because it's like, yeah, you just want to be very precise with engineering on that because otherwise it's just like, what the
Right, and you were sort of self-taught with guitar within the last half decade or the last like
everything.
Really?
Well, because I haven't played guitar. Once I finished this album, I was like, wow, I'll never touch another goddamn guitar ever again.
Really?
So now I'm sure I can remember how to play guitar, but definitely I've lost my.
You don't have the nails now really for it. Probably.
Yeah.
But okay, we have Grimes with us. I actually think we should take a quick break because we're just hanging right now. Grimes is with us. When we come back, Grimes is here for a specific purpose, and that is to unveil new music, which she's been teasing via social media, and we will do that. So hang here on SiriusXMU, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to SiriusXMU. Good morning. I'm Julia Cunningham. We have Grimes in studio, kindly here to hang with us, and also play new music, a track that you had been sort of teasing us. You were kindly responding to fans on social media about the status of vinyl pressing, et cetera, all these sort of things, and then revealed this week that a new song was coming today. We have that track. It's called So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth. Tell us a little bit about where this song came in the batch of Miss Anthropocene.
It sort of came near the end when I was like reverting to synthesizer life. And I don't know. I just had this like crazy dream, and I just let's make it a song.
Really?
And I wanted to make some like burial, like I like kind of like Lorne kind of thing.
It sounded almost like when the first time I heard it, it's very layered. It's very sort of peak and valley with it. It reminded me of some of your like earlier work. Really?
It's meant to be. Well, it's also meant to be like movie trailer-ish. Like I got really obsessed with the Assassin's Creed movie trailer for some reason. I don't even think it's a very good film apparently, but the movie the trailer is just excellent.
And what aspect of it was it that inspired this sort of like layering of your voice, just like that sort of epic sweeping sound?
By the epic sweeping, do you mean the
Yes.
Well, that's like
you imagine like a drone shot going over a forest or something,
or like a large battle or something. Yeah. I don't know. I don't. I mean, typically I'm just sort of like following the vibe. But yeah, I just want to make something sound like movie, like sound sick in it. I don't know, with like a really high budget action shot kind of
dramatic thing.
Yeah.
And you were saying this came from a dream, but then quickly, like, because in the past you've described like violence happening like almost within an hour, that it was just instantaneous and it comes out really quickly. Is that with a lot of your? Is that with this song specifically?
No, this one was a big trial. I mean, it's a very you can probably hear that. Like when unless it's fit together perfectly, it completely falls apart. It's like a very kind of like, even that bass line is like not very compressed, or it just, the song just is barely hanging together by a thread, which you can I don't know if you can tell that or not. Maybe that's just me.
You'll be able to judge. Can you tell that it's hanging on by just a thread of a seam?
Yeah.
We're going to listen to it right now. We have Grimes here. This is brand new music from Grimes. It's called So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth on SiriusXMU. You're listening to SiriusXMU. I'm Julia Cunningham. You just heard brand new music from Grimes, So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth, which you can find on her new album, Miss Anthropocene, which is coming out in February of next year. It must feel great to like have that weight lifted of...
Oh, yeah, this would be great.
Happening. It's happening. For people that was just able to sort of first hear that song, as you described, sort of wanting to have like a much larger sort of movie trailer feel, everything else, you've talked about the concept of this record.
Oh, I feel... sorry, go on.
Oh, no, tell me.
No. Oh, I feel like I should have said movie trailer. I feel like it's just demeaning to the song.
Oh, no, I don't. I mean it in a positive way, though.
Okay.
Yeah. No, like in sort of the story, because you've described the album as a concept album about this sort of like super villain, this like goddess of climate change. She's like anthropomorphic. Where's this for? Like, is this sort of in that character's narrative? Is this where are we sort of in the album?
Well, I've kind of gone into this crazy thing in my mind. I've gone like way farther in my mind than I've ever said anything to anyone else. So everyone was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But in my mind, I was sort of like, "Oh yeah, goddess of climate change," and then I started being like, all the new gods, like the goddess of plastic, like the goddess of fashion, like the goddess of social media. Like I just started being like, whoa, what would it be like if we still live in a polytheistic society? Like our gods would reflect the state of affairs. Mm-hmm. So we'd have these super like techno gods, and they're all probably like super young and sick and like crazy. I've sort of been imagining them as like pop stars, and so I sort of like start imagining all the songs as like from the perspective of the new gods or whatever, or what sort of like in this universe or whatever. So it's all kind of like, I don't know what you're calling techno paganism or something. Like this is sort of
I mean yeah.
So
it makes sense. So then, like, from what we've heard, and we've heard the song "Violence" so far. We heard like a demo of "Pretty Dark." Like, it's "Pretty Dark."
Oh no, that's
album.
just some shit. That was just some shit I made.
Oh my god, it's great though.
Thank
you. But like, what?
But that's, oh my god.
But like genre influence, like, is there a thread of sound through the album where you've been...
Everyone's so attached to genre. In fact, okay, no, there is one thread.
But there's no real genre to Grimes, but there are influences.
There is a genre, in fact, which I would make an argument that there is a genre. Okay, my manager's laughing at me.
New Grimes.
My manager.
And new Grimes.
The psychological, I'm falling apart. Stop laughing at me. Okay. Okay, so the thing I've been fucking saying is like, everywhere we go, people are like, oh, sorry, like it's not a genre, can't fit a format, playlist, it's too hard, like no genre. And I'm like, there is actually a genre of a lot of artists who all have this similar problem, like probably like Kate Bush, Bjork, FK Twigs, and everyone's like, what's the genre? Like, and it's like, I don't know, it's like weird sci-fi fantasy, like female auteur, or just auteur, like I don't think it needs to be gendered. Like typically kind of like
like Arca falls into that category.
I would say Arca falls into like hyper visual, music video oriented. Often they're involved in directing the videos. Like, I would probably call it like ethereal music or something. But I feel like that it's sort of this like, I don't know. I've just been I actually hate genres and putting things in genres, but I'm also just like, I feel like there's a disservice being done to a particular type of artist because everyone always says they don't have a genre, so there is no format to support them they just kind of. We're just sort of stuck in the ether, like me and a bunch of my people that I sort of
like contemporaries
feel a kinship to. And I would argue that it would be time to perhaps, even though everyone hates being boxed in, but we should probably like have a genre for this kind of shit because, because a lot of it is sort of post-genre and very at the edge of, like Kate Bush, Bjork, Twigs, whatever. They're definitely at the edge of what the technology permits sonically. So that would also be like a... like I'm always trying to do like what's the weirdest sounds I can get? What have I not heard before? What can I put together that I haven't heard before? And that's part of the reason everyone's like, it's not a genre.
Oh yeah, like I remember Bjork always talking about how she had to wait for technology to catch up to her idea of how to make music. It's like falling that. But there is when I hear it, that's a grime song.
Sure,
in a way.
Well, I'd argue. Well, I think my voice is, and especially with my lisp and stuff, it's like. I can't really escape.
Right, can't escape.
My speech impediment unfortunately makes it easy to
But it makes it distinct. It makes it you. It makes it Grimes. Yeah.
Until like in the 1800s, having a lisp was actually considered cool. Like Oscar Wilde had a lisp, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. So it could be cool again.
Yes, I don't think it's not cool. Yeah. We've had Grimes as our guest, which has been phenomenal. And thank you for bringing us new music. It's incredible that you are giving us this track, and we've loved Violence as well. And there's more music, obviously, to be discovered, and there's more music coming because the full album is going to be released in February, which congratulations, must feel really good.
Thank you.
And we're going to listen to it one more time. We have Grimes here. This is So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth on SiriusXMU.